In a recent nationwide report, North Carolina once again ranks towards the bottom in public school funding. In the categories of funding level and effort, the Tar Heel State received an F.
News 13's education reporter Ed DiOrio joins us now live in the studio with perspective on these grades. And Ed, does this lack of funding hurt the students?
Well, Patrick, in some ways, yes. Those grades you mentioned came from the Education Law Center and its report titled Making the Grades State Profiles. Not only does it show the states being behind the national average in per pupil spending, but funding schools as a whole. In per pupil funding level, the report ranks North Carolina 48th out of 51, at the number being $11,777. In funding effort, PK through 12, the state is 49th out of 50. However, progress is still being made in the classroom.
Overwhelmingly, families who have their kids in a public school, those families are happy with their public school. They're happy with their teachers. They're happy with their kids' experience.
In September, the Department of Public Instruction cited that the state's graduation and academic growth rate have been increasing for years. So I posed the question to educators and lawmakers.
Why should lawmakers focus on funding public education more if student achievement isn't falling as far back?
The gains that we've seen in our student academic journeys, right, is a testament to the work that educators do in their school buildings every single day. However, we do know that educators are being tasked with doing more, and we continue to receive less.
You're a teacher and you're able to get your students to achieve really well one year, but then you had to work so hard that you burn out and you can't teach anymore. What good is that really doing for our state?
However, some look at the numbers based on where state education was at another time.
To me, it says that we are improving. If you go back and you look at 2010, which was the last time that the Democrats had control of the legislature, they only contributed about $8,600 per student. We're over $11,000 per student now.
At the state level, Plus says Helene's recovery makes for making more careful decisions when it comes to state spending.
We're in a tough time right now trying to recover from this storm. I would hate to say we're going to do or not do anything at this point. We're going to have to see what we look like this summer when it comes time to start putting a budget together so that we know we can meet our obligations.
Ultimately, that impacts our students' learning experience because they will not have the dedicated staff in their school building to help further their academic growth.
Now, the North Carolina Association of Educators president, Tamika Kelly, who you just heard from there, she added in our conversation that she and the rest of the NCAE are looking forward to collaborating with incoming Governor Josh Stein and State Superintendent Mo Green to continue to advocate for more funds to public education. In the studio, Ed DiOrio, News 13.